Okay, okay, okay. So, just some random thoughts that are in my head. The first thought is, I believe that I'm actually going to start posting these videos like once a week, probably on Sundays. Just talking, just random, boom. Let's just try it all over again. Okay, okay. First off, what didn't happen, man? I was watching this the Browns, and I was about to say the Shadors, but the Browns and the Titans, and the Browns was just up like, oh, y'all were just up, bro. Like, do we have it? Like, yeah, in the second, y'all was up 17-14. Now they down by dang near 20. Anyways, I believe I'm gonna start posting these videos once a week on Sundays. Just communicating, talking. Yeah. So, some things that are on my mind recently. As from the last video, really the heaviest thing that's on my mind is not only saying things, but actually getting into the action of said thing, or said thought, or said idea. So not just saying things, but where's the action behind it? Where's the follow through? So this past week, I've been doing a lot of like just shooting shots, but it doesn't even feel like shooting shots to me. It feels like I'm finally living up to not my expectations, but I'm living up to who I really am. Like one day last week, I just felt like going out. So I went downtown, went to a restaurant, boom. After at the restaurant, I was like, I want to buy something. So went downtown. Not even went downtown. I was already downtown, but I went down to a store, got me a nice item. I was walking back, and then I randomly saw the Elongang. Oh, I'm sorry. I be trying to pronounce this name. Alongasona. Alongasone? Elong It's a German. Elongasone. But anyway, it's a watch brand. And I've been really drawn to this brand because they're not just pumping out items like some of these other brands do. Hint, hint, star, star. But they only produce like maybe 5,000 watches a year, and every piece of the watch, like they build the watch once, they take it apart, and they build it again. The same watch. So the same watch is built twice, and the story behind the company, like they're a German company, and they were shut down for like, was it like 40 or 50 years after the war, and they took over Germany. And then after the walls came down, like I don't know if it's 1991 or 89 or something like that, then the company's founder, his grandson, reopened the company in like 94 or something like that. And one of the initial watches that came out was the Alonga one. Anyways, the company's just like, it's so much attention to detail. There's layerism. There's these little bitty things that, like, if you know about them, you understand. You just appreciate not the quality, but the craftsmanship, the storytelling, again, the symbolism and layerism, and the intent behind each selection. And the older I get, I really care about things like that. I care about creativity. I care about humanity. I care about arts and expression. But anyways, another thing that I've been looking at is trying to understand, not even understand, but trying to understand, where do I feel drawn in living? And it feels like a double-edged sword, because a large part of me feels drawn to the South Side, specifically Kenwood, Hyde Park. Who is calling me? You gotta wait. You're gonna have to wait. I'm sorry. I didn't even get a notification. Like, who called me? Anyways, I feel specifically like drawn to this area, right? But when I'm here, it feels cool. It's nice. It's lovely. I'm drawn to it. But let's say I go ride down Lakeshore Drive. As soon as I go under Pershing and I see that Chicago skyline just light up, I feel a different that is indescribable. It feels like home. And then when I get downtown, not really downtown, but like when I start getting near Streeterville, when I get near River North and Gold Coast, I just feel at home. So at home. Then when I get to Lincoln Park, I feel it again. But the thing about like Lincoln Park area and Lakeview and all of that, I feel it, but I don't feel the energy, you know? And that's the same issue I have with like Hyde Park and Kenwood. Like I feel home, but I don't feel that same energy that I feel living closer to the loop or within the loop. So that's something that's really been bothering me because I can only do something if I can't move by inauthenticity anymore. Like it has to be genuine, it has to be legit, it's got to be true, it's got to be, this is me. If it's not me, I can't do it. I can't force myself to do it. I can't force myself to sit quiet or force myself to just accept subparity. So what does that look like is my question that I'm trying to figure out. Yes, where am I drawn to, but where am I? It's so much depth in that. Where am I? I don't feel like going into that right now. But if you understand what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying. So I'm trying to understand where am I? Not the things that I want, not what I like, but where am I? If that makes sense. And I feel like I know the answer. It's not I feel like I know the answer. I know the answer. But the answer is so crazy that it's sort of, if I don't stay in this crazy mind state, I can lose understanding of where am I. It's like you can figure it out and you can know it, but then it's like you calm down a little bit and you're like, that's a little difficult. And it's like your mind comes back to this human reality. And if I come back, or if I stay in this human reality where I really am, it seems crazy, it seems delusional, it seems absurd, it seems impossible, improbable, problematic. But if I move how I am to move, it makes perfect sense. Like that's where I am. Like I went to an open house today in Hyde Park. It's like right on the edge of Hyde Park and Kenwood. I went to an open house. So I'm not really a fan of houses. Like here in the city, when I say house, a house is like, the houses I'm looking at are multi-stories. So generally they're like multi-families, but they convert them over to a house. So like it's like a townhouse, but not really like a townhouse, but it's like 3 stories. That's a house. Again, to me, what I'm looking at, your definition of a house, that's you. That's on you. But I'm not really drawn to that because where I am and where I'm moving towards, it requires that I make free time and I need to create time. One of the biggest ways I can do that is through amenities, is through services. For example, hiring somebody to clean this kitchen, hiring whole housekeeping services or maid services, ordering something to come to the house so I ain't got to go out and get it, ordering my groceries off the Whole Foods app and having them deliver it. That saves me 30 minutes to an hour. That's 30 minutes to an hour I can be doing something else. That's an hour of cleaning that I could be doing something else. So amenities and service. Right now, I'm in a condo building, and I don't have that, but I do have that in a sense. Like if I want it, I can just order it up, and it's easy to do. It's easy to organize. It's easy to organize. It's easy to manage. So it's like what I saw today at the open house, and it really wasn't an open house. It was me, the broker, and a realtor. And it was just us for like 40 minutes to an hour, just talking, just going through everything. And it's like the place is amazing, but it's arguably what I have now. Just the location different. It's the extra bedroom and it's office. It was a 3 bed. I got a balcony. They got a rooftop though, so it's a private rooftop you can have. And then it was just like that. Like it wasn't a corner unit, but it was a unit like that with walls on both sides, basically. And I was just thinking, like, dang, if I'm gonna spend this much money, it feels like I'm moving laterally and not to a different playing field or a higher tier or higher playing field. And it feels like I have sort of tapped out on what's available condo wise on the south side. It feels like I've tapped out. But instead of just throwing the money away on rent, I can have a mortgage. I can be like building equity and etc. But then you got to look at different variables such as it's easy for me to get out of this. Like if I really wanted to leave this, I can leave tomorrow. I can't get out of mortgage that easy. So the freedom of being able to move around is somewhat a plus, but it's etc. Which draws me back to feeling that my next place is going to be etc. etc. Again, that crazy state or the place that I just feel absurd in. To others, not to myself. That's wild to say. It feels like I've tapped out of what's available in the condo market on the entire south side of the city. That's wild. Like, truly being honest, I don't feel like I could get any better than here. That's wild. That is wild. Like, I think they got 3 units in this building that face the skyline. And I can see the skyline, like, if you get on the higher floor, on the penthouse floor. Beyond that, I can't really get much better. Unless I go downtown or to Lincoln Park. And I'm a little disappointed in that. But I can't change that. Yet. I can't change it quickly. I can't change it in the time frame that I want to change it. So, where does that leave me? That leaves me feeling a little sad because I'm drawn to this area, but it always feels like something is missing. If I stay here, it feels like that level of wealth that I'm not accustomed to or not used to, but that I feel drawn to doesn't exist on the south side. And that really hurts me a lot. Because I can create it, but it would take probably decades because of so many different variables. But okay, so if I can't create it, that means you go to where it is. But if I go to where it is, let's say Lincoln Park, Lakeview, Bucktown. Every time I go over there, I rarely see somebody that looks like me. And that bothers me also because I don't want to, like, since I was a kid, my teacher's black, my doctor's black, my lawyer's black, this doctor's black, this doctor's black, my preacher's black, my banker's black. Everybody is, you see a mix. And yeah, up north you see a mix, but you don't see a mix including me. You see Europeans, you see Asians. You don't really see a lot of me up there. And I don't want my children, first off, growing up in that environment where they don't even see themselves or they feel out of place. But then you got all the good schools up there. You got the good environment up there. You got culture up there. You got more access to just a higher quality of things and goods and foods and experiences and options up there. Then I look at Streeterville. Then I look at River North. Then I look at Gold Coast, that entire area, and it's like I get everything I want, but then still I see more of us down there, but it still feels a little out of place. So it's like anywhere I look, out of the three options that I look, I don't see that whole picture. Something's always missing. And it makes me wonder, is Chicago home? And I don't know. I thought I knew. Like for the past 5, 6, 7 years, I thought I knew. But now that I'm like in it, experiencing it, able to experience it, I don't know the answer to my question anymore. I often think about, Atlanta. I think about the DMV, DC specifically. I think about parts of New York, really Brooklyn. I wonder if all those areas can give me what I'm looking for. No, I've been all of them, DC sort of gives it to me. DC gives it to me, but my industry isn't in DC. Like, Atlanta gives it to me, but Atlanta don't give me that. It's not a big city. Again, people gonna argue and say it is, but it's not. Atlanta is not a big city. We can agree or disagree. It's not. Which leaves me in New York City, Brooklyn specifically. And I fight with Brooklyn, I fight with New York because Chicago is basically that, but higher quality and a fifth of the price, a fourth of the price, and I don't understand this life thing. But yeah, that's where I am. Picked up a book today. It's The African Decor, and it's because the place and life that I am in, it's time to own something, or buy something. And this is the penthouse that I was looking at. Like, it's lovely. It's amazing. But something missing. And I don't know what to do with that information. So, where am I? I believe I know the answer to that question, but am I crazy enough to go for it? Is the real question. And I believe I am. I believe I am.